One of the most common job interview mistakes that's really basic but actually really gets in your way of communicating effectively and standing out is making assumptions about what the interviewer knows about you. So there's kind of two situations in which this happens the most often. Number one is when you're having that initial conversation with either hiring manager or the recruiter or maybe somebody from your hiring team. We oftentimes assume that because somebody has access to our resume, because somebody brought us in for an interview, they must have a really thorough understanding of our background. They must have read our resume. They must, know all the ins and outs of it. And that's just not necessarily true. You have to think about how many different candidates these people are interviewing. Sure, they might have glanced at your resume. They might have read through it. They might have a few things that they want to ask about. But for the most part, don't make assumptions that they know anything about your work experience or anything about your strengths or skills or things that you've done. This is especially true for somebody like a hiring manager or once you get past the recruiter stage, because those are not people who are interviewing full time. They're doing their interviews on top of their jobs. So you really want to make sure every time you have a new conversation that you're starting from the basics, you're telling them all the things that feel obvious, because that's where your opportunity to really curate the discussion. Just because they said they read your resume doesn't mean they know everything about you. And number two, this often happens when we are interviewing in later stages. So maybe we have an interview with a skip level, like a director or somebody, and we assume that the hiring manager, the hiring team has already passed along all the relevant information to this person, and now we have to give them a bunch of extraneous information. And my just general communication principles is never assume that anybody knows anything about you. Always start from the basics. Every time you enter a conversation with a new person, assume they know very little or nothing about you. So start through those basics. Don't change your, tell me about yourself just because you think, oh, that person has my resume. They must know everything about me. I'm going to give them things that they can't find on their resume. Every time you meet with a new person, start from the top, assume they knew nothing about you, go through the basics, and then you can go into those finer details.